Imagine a world where every judgment is fair, every decision is impartial, and every viewpoint is unprejudiced. Is such a world even possible? That's the question we're diving into today as we explore the fascinating and complex world of bias. A bias, in its simplest form, is a tendency or inclination that impacts our views and perspectives. It's like wearing a pair of tinted glasses that color our perception of the world around us. But not all biases are created equal. They come in different shapes and sizes, each with its own set of implications. First up is confirmation bias. Picture a detective who's convinced a particular suspect is guilty. Every piece of evidence they encounter, they interpret to support their preconceived belief, disregarding any information that might contradict it. This, dear listeners, is confirmation bias in action, the tendency to favor information that confirms our existing beliefs or values. Next on the list is hindsight bias. Ever had an "I knew it all along" moment? That's hindsight bias. It's when we believe we predicted an event before it happened, even when we didn't. It's like watching a movie for the second time and saying you knew the plot twist all along. Then there's the self-serving bias. This is our habit of attributing our successes to our skills and abilities, while blaming failures on external factors. Imagine a student who attributes acing a test to their intelligence and hard work, but blames failing another on the teacher's unfair questions. That's self-serving bias in a nutshell. And how about the halo effect? This bias has us judge a person's character based on a single trait. Picture a charismatic speaker who captivates the audience with their eloquence. Despite knowing nothing else about them, the audience might attribute other positive qualities to the speaker, like intelligence or kindness. This bias can often lead us to overlook flaws or underestimate potential risks associated with the person. Now, let's circle back to the question we started with. Is a world without bias possible? The answer, quite simply, is no. Bias is an inherent part of human nature. But by understanding the different types of bias and how they influence our judgment, we can strive to make more informed, fair, and balanced decisions. So, to recap, we delved into the world of bias, exploring how it colors our perception of the world. We looked at confirmation bias, which has us favor information that confirms our existing beliefs, hindsight bias that convinces us we predicted events before they happened, self-serving bias that attributes our successes to ourselves and failures to external factors, and the halo effect that leads us to judge a person's character based on a single trait. Remember, awareness is the first step towards mitigating the effects of bias. So the next time you catch yourself saying, "I knew it all along," making a judgment based on a single trait, or attributing success to your brilliance and failure to circumstances, pause and reflect. You just might be under the influence of bias.